I am pleased to be one of the first to announce The Sims for my first infant stuff. No, I'm joking. We're not getting that yet, at least. I wouldn't put it past them. So the infant changing table is locked behind growing together. This changing table here matches the design of the base game crib. And this changing table here matches the design of this base game crib. Does that mean that they were supposed to be originally base game? Well, in order to understand it, we need to look at swing sets. We got a swing set here which came in the seasons pack, the first iteration of it. We got one that came with growing together too. We got one that came with the little campers kit. We got one that came with island living. We may have got one as well in cottage living as like a pre-order exclusive, but I forgot anyway. Even though swings are locked behind packs in The Sims 4, technically they are base game, and that's because they exist in the coding of the base game. When something is in the base game coding, technically it is base game even though the object does not exist in the base game. This infant playmat, for example, is locked behind growing together, and the coding to interact with it is locked behind growing together. That means CC creators cannot make infant playmats that are base game friendly, and that's because they would have to use code from growing together, and that would technically be like stealing code from growing together and putting it in the base game. It is illegal. I covered a mod recently which provides a base game playmat for infants. However, the playmat actually borrows coding from the crib itself, which is base game, therefore it's not illegal. Right, come on then, Shanice. Your little kid is on the mat. Is child tax credit loving it? I think he is. With this one, it's basically the same. As you can see, this toddler is just sitting in it. Oh, he's stinky, but he's not really doing anything. Even though there is no base game swing, the code for swings is in the base game. That's why you may find custom content swings which are base game compatible, and that's because it exists in the base game code. The Sims community have also found that the infant changing table exists in the base game code and is fully functional in the base game. In addition, it turns out that the kids' bikes, which were supposed to be exclusive to growing together, are also available in the base game. That means you could download a custom content changing table and a custom content kids bike, and technically they're base game, even though officially in an official capacity kids bikes and infant changing tables are exclusive to growing together. Technically they're not, unofficially. A lot of CC creators make their stuff early access exclusive, which means you have to pay to get it early. This is the only major CC creator I could find who had a Maxis match looking infant changing table in the base game already out. This is it in the game. We've got quite a lot of different swatches actually, so it's very, very versatile. Looks like I can pop different decorations down in here as well, so you can fill it up with all of the base game clutter as well for it. And by clicking on it, you can see we have all of the options. So I can get Shanice to automatically change the baby's diaper. This is really great, and I'm really happy that this is in the base game coding, because if you don't own growing together, you can in an unofficial capacity be able to actually change your infant's diapers. I think that it is incredibly cash grabby that EA put the changing tables in a pack. Like, if you want to change your infant's diaper, you have to buy the fucking diaper DLC. Like, what is that about? What is that about? You cannot gaslight me into thinking that it's okay to chuck that in an expansion pack, because it's not. It's really not. It's so exploitive and I hate it. This is why I'm sick of EA. I think they're a load of rubbish. The fact as well, like, we've got the base game one matching the base game design clearly shows, I mean, allegedly shows it was intended to be base game. So taking something that may have originally intended to be base game and putting it in a pack is really, really bad. And I'm really disappointed that EA did that. And I think it's very unfair for console players, because if you're a PC player, like, you can put this in your game completely fine. But if you have the game on console, you can't. Mods should not exist to fill the void where the publisher makes a mistake. Like, a mod should just be additional content if you want it. Whereas I feel like this is something that you need. It's not like if you want it. It's like compulsory that you must get something like this if you want to play with infants. And if you're a console player, you have to spend $39.99 or whatever it is in your local currency to get an expansion pack in order to have the changing tables. And it just seems absolutely bizarre to me that EA went down that route. The Sims 3 had bicycles in in the base game. I believe The Sims 2 had infant changing tables in the base game. I am going off on a little bit of a tangent here, but because EA has had full domination over the life simulation gaming market so far, they can get away with doing very cash grabby things like this because people will buy it anyway. The Sims is in a very, very unique place where it has a very loyal fan base, and that's because they love the game and they try so hard to look past EA's cash grabbiness because they just want to enjoy the game, but EA makes it very difficult to enjoy it because of their cash grabbiness. As we've all known over the past couple of weeks, EA will not be the only publisher publishing a life simulation game. Because of that, it's going to be a lot harder for them to take advantage of players because now they have other products and services to go to if EA does not give them what they want. So far, EA have been very spoiled in that they can basically do anything that they want and Simmers will buy it, and that's because The Sims 4 is the only life simulation game. EA can get away with not putting infant changing tables in the base game, even though it really should be a base game thing. EA's been able to release very low quality packs that are broken and do not work, but they get away with it because they're the only life simulation game and nobody's there to stop them. I do think EA puts themselves first and not players first, and in my personal opinion, I do think they take advantage of the fact that they have a very loyal fan base, apparently a very rich fan base who is able to get all the packs because they're so expensive. Why are you buying a bloody pack just for an infant changing table? But that's what people are doing, and that's why EA gets away with it. I have gone off on a massive tangent here, but I really want to showcase that you can have an infant changing table for free, which is base game compatible. As I said, this is the only one I could find which is Maxis match looking and readily available. A lot of other CC creators have maybe made them, but they're locked behind their Patreon paywall. As some of you guys know, I never ever cover mods unless they are totally free. That's why my mod reviews always come out later than everybody else's, because I don't want to let you down. So I'll pop a link to this one if I remember, because usually I do forget. I always get comments saying, Satch, why didn't you do the mod link? Why didn't you do the CC link? I genuinely just forget all of the bloody time. I'm sorry. Also, I'm going to pop a link for the base game friendly infant playmat. As I said before, it doesn't function the exact same way as the official one, but all they do in the official one is just lie there and basically do absolutely nothing. And in the modded one, they basically do the same thing because it functions like a crib as they would lie in a crib. I do think modders and CC creators saved The Sims 4, so I am very much happy that we got it. I posted a couple of videos on The Sims 4 growing together, such as reacting to funny memes. My sim turns into a dragon when she bathes her infant. That is slightly deranged. I am a little bit concerned what's going on. I also have a video about the best free mods if you don't own The Sims 4 growing together, but you want to kind of replicate it, so make sure to check out one of those out. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one.